A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KCCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Hello, everyone. I am Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News at Lone Star Community Radio, downtown Conroe, right here through the lobby in City Hall. FM 104.5, 106.1, live streaming, irlonestar.com. It is Facebook Live, Conroe Culture News, and it's also on YouTube. Look for Lone Star Community Radio. So we're going to have a little fun today. My first guests will be the Conroe Symphony. I have Judge Kathleen Hamilton and Gary Liebst. I got it right. He is the conductor for Conroe Symphony Orchestra. And in the second half, we'll hear from Boots for Troops. And that will be with their committee member, Don Walsh, who's going to tell us about their upcoming event and what Boots for Troops does. So that's how the show's going to go today. And this is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic and the Lake Conroe Realty Group. So the Lake Conroe Group is fortunate to have Vinny Sinisi, and he is one of the best people to use for investing, buying, or selling real estate. So get out there and look for the Lake Conroe Realty Group, Vinny Sinisi, because it's an easy name to remember. Roger Stein Chiropractic is considered one of the best places to go for chiropractic care. They are located at 3033 West Davis by Conroe High School and Taco Bell on Highway 105. And they treat everyone, patients of all ages, from infants to seniors, weekend athletes to professionals, with a focus on natural holistic healing to not only relieve pain but achieve optimal health. Dr. Stacy Rogers holds certifications in adjusting extremities, arms, legs, hands, feet, clinical nutrition, prenatal and pediatric care. If you're a new patient, it's $35 to go and visit her with x-rays, and it all goes back to CASA, kids in under child welfare system in Montgomery County. So that's always a good thing. So a few things going on around our community. If you don't know it yet, the Conroe Cajun Catfish Festival is this weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're going to have 3 live music stages, and the streets are going to be closed in downtown Conroe. So don't be alarmed. Park your car and go visit the Catfish Festival. It's family friendly, and it will have food, arts, crafts, vendors, professional carnival, community exhibits, and even a catfish pageant for the little ones. So you can get tickets at friendsofconroe.com. If you're 65 years of age, you are eligible to receive Medicare, and the Conroe Senior Center is hosting a Medicare 101. I guess I should probably go, but it's tomorrow, Tuesday, to learn all about the basics of Medicare and the enrollment process. Enrollment begins in October, which is now, and goes through, I believe, December. But the meeting for Medicare 101 is actually Wednesday, October 11th at 10:30 at the Senior Center, and they're located at Candy Cane Lane at Candy Cane Park. So if you have any questions, you can call Amanda, 936-522-3950, and that's a good thing because it's absolutely free, and get some knowledge. Speaking of CASA, CASA Child Advocates of Montgomery County is hosting a cornament. And what is that? That's cornhole tournament at B52 Brewing, and they're located at 12470 Mill Row in Conroe. Put it in your Google Maps and get there. It's right off of Highway 105. You might, because of all the fun stuff that's going on Highway 105, you might have to go down a little further and then turn back around. But that helps CASA, Kids and Child Welfare System, and they have what they call the Bags Flying at 1 p.m., and that is Sunday, October 15th. That would be this Sunday. So go and check it out. They have first through third place prizes, live music, and exclusive CASA B52 glassware with drink refills. I don't know what's in the drinks, so you'll have to go and find out. Food, drinks, activities for the kids. The Conroe Art League, and if you don't know where that is, they have a gallery that has different exhibits every month. They're right by the Red Brick Tavern and Foss Brewing. So go check it out. Conroe Art League International 2024 is open for art entries, accepting 2D and 3D art pieces for their juried competition until December 11th. And those chosen will be in the March 2024 exhibit with $5,500 awarded to winners. So if you're an artist and you have that talent, even if you don't, you might think you don't, but you do, go and find out about it. Oh, the Conroe Symphony Orchestra is going to perform their first concert of the 2023-2024 season at the First Methodist Conroe, 4308 West Davis, on Saturday, October 21st at 2:30. We're going to hear all about that here shortly. The Latin Flair theme. Be ready to be amazed with the quality of the music. There's so many great surprises, and that's why I'm excited to have them here. Come on, in the first segment here when we're done. Worship in the Park is a free concert featuring the Miracle City Collective on Saturday, October 21st at Heritage Park in downtown Conroe. This is an absolutely free concert. Oh, and you get a picnic dinner from 5 to 6. Free. Everything's free. So go and check it out. There's a nonprofit fair and the concerts from 6 to 8. You can find out more about it at godblessmoco.com. How fun. How cute. The community-wide garage sale is Saturday, October 28th at Heritage Place Park. And booths are available for residents of Conroe, and you get 25% discount, but anybody can have a booth. And when you're done with the items, if you don't sell them, you can leave them there, which, how awesome is that? And they will give them to another local charity. So find out about that by going to cityconroe.org for more information. Okay, so everybody got their calendar ready. We're going to take a quick break and hear back from the Conroe Symphony Orchestra.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
Team Sinisi is a proud sponsor of Conroe Culture News. Vinny Sinisi and his professional team provide comprehensive real estate services throughout the greater Montgomery County area and beyond. Whether looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, Team Sinisi has an impeccable reputation. Contact Team Sinisi for a great experience at teamsinisi.com. That's TEAMSINISI.com.
And we are here. Sitting across the table from me this afternoon, is Gary Liebst. He's the conductor of the Conroe Symphony Orchestra. And joining him, right next to him, is Judge Kathleen Hamilton. She is not president, but immediate past president. But she was president for quite a while.
About 5 years.
5 years. 5 years is a long time to be president. Wow.
It was an accident.
Okay, doesn't matter. You were president. Now you're immediate past president, and you're here joining us today. So we're going to have a little fun, and we're going to talk about the Conroe Symphony Orchestra. How old is the Conroe Symphony Orchestra?
1997.
Okay, I couldn't find that anywhere. 1997. So it's kind of gone through a lot of different changes, and the original conductor was there for how long?
Don Hudson. Dr.
Yes.
Hudson was there for about 10 years.
10 years. Seems like longer. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of changes. But the best change is the new conductor, Gary. You know, it's true because you set the tone of the performance. Isn't that what you're supposed to do as conductor?
Sure. It's just fun being on stage, and the music's exciting, and it's my job to get those musicians to play it with the right kind of energy so the audience enjoys the performance, and I think we do that.
You absolutely do that. I think the performances that I went to last year had a new exuberance. They just seemed so energetic, and I think you increased the age range, possibly, of the audience. Do you agree?
Oh, I think so too. I think our attendance went up, and it's kind of like your 11 o'clock service at church. We attract a certain age range based on the type of music we play, but we're always worried about attracting a younger audience. And so how do you do that? Well, one of the things you've got to do is bring enthusiasm to what you do, and I think we've done that. Not only is audience attendance up, but actually we've got 8 new orchestra members this year. So the size of the orchestra has really grown. I'd like to think I had something to do with that. You never know. But it's great for everybody. It's good for the musicians. It's good for the audience.
And they don't get paid for being there. It's all volunteer, right?
No, just like this radio station. This is a 501c3 nonprofit organization.
And they devote a lot of time.
They devote a lot of time, and I think people who don't play an instrument or perform on stage don't realize that. It takes a lot of practice. And the music just doesn't happen by itself. It's hours every week, but they love to do it, and I think they're glad to give that service to the community.
They are passionate about it.
They're very passionate about it. They have to be, because who wants to spend that much time doing something you don't want to do, right?
How much time would you say?
Oh, in order to keep their instrumental facility up, they probably need to practice every day for at least an hour, preferably, if their conductor had his way, be 2 hours a day. But they all work full time.
But you don't go do home visits?
No, I don't do visits, and they don't turn in a practice card like they did in junior high. Okay. But they're dedicated, and some of those instruments are very expensive, and to keep them maintained is a hard thing to do. So kudos to everybody in the orchestra. It's a great group of people. It's a friendly group of people, and they just love to perform. So I hope the audience will come out and listen to them.
What is your youngest performer, your musician?
Every year, there's usually some high school students in there. Probably 17 right now. We don't want them any younger.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and then we have people all the way into their 80s, so we have quite a range of age range. Yeah, and we'd like to see that in the audience as well.
I think you do have that. I think you maintain that. I think, again, it just went through a very positive change, I think, as someone in the audience that attended, I think, all your performances. I think I did. It just seems so vibrant. Vibrant is what I'm thinking.
Well, and
would you agree with that, Judge?
I do. And, we interviewed probably a dozen different musicians, music teachers, conductors for the spot that Gary is in for our conductor director. And when he left the interview, we were all just smiling so big that we could hardly stand it, because that's the kind of enthusiasm he brings with him, even to an interview, a job interview. So.
It's your personality radiating out.
It's funny that you say that too, because I don't know that I do that.
Right.
I'm just who I am. But I've also seen people sneak backstage and take pictures of me during a performance. Like, they'll take a picture of my face that the audience doesn't see. And the orchestra always tells me I'm very expressive, and I don't feel like I'm just not there doing my job. Yes, but then I see the pictures. It's
but it's more than just your job.
Oh,
it's
my
your life.
gosh! Look at what I look like when I'm facing them. There's happy, and there's exhilarated, and there's some mean looks too that I give that I don't even realize I do. So that's really funny for me to see.
I don't know about the mean looks unless they're like
Well, get the music right.
Yeah, something like that. Just don't.
Right.
But I think that's okay because you're getting everybody engaged.
Exactly.
And I have never seen a conductor like you are in how you get the whole audience, all the attendees watching you, and then they all watch. Of course, the musicians do, hopefully, but they're very on cue and really pay attention because you set the tone of what the performance is going to be.
I appreciate you saying that. That was a very nice compliment.
Well, it's all true. All right, so let's talk about this season. What season is this then of the orchestra?
26th.
26th season. Yeah, you're looking quizzical about that.
I think it's right.
We're going to go with 26 for now.
Sounds good.
I don't think anybody's going to check us. So you have a theme, just like you did last year, for every performance. And the one coming up that is, what is the date?
October 21st.
October 21st, yes.
With A Latin Flair.
With A Latin Flair. That's what it's called. It's not Latin Flair. It's with A Latin Flair. And explain that to me.
Well, it's Hispanic Heritage Month, and we thought this would be a great tie-in. We're not only celebrating Hispanic heritage, but we're also celebrating any Latino heritage. So anybody from Central or South America as well. So we have some music. If you like dance music, that's not all that music is, but that music is based on a lot of different kinds of styles: merengue, conga, salsa, bossa nova.
Are y'all going to dance?
No, and I was trying to get dancers, but the darn stage isn't big enough to have the dancers come up, so we're going to just have to be perfect on the music.
Okay.
But if you like any kind of those dance styles from south of the border, this is the concert for you. And that music is energetic, and it's exciting, and it makes you want to move. And I think the audience will pick up on that. Certainly in rehearsals, the musicians, you can feel their energy when they perform the music.
We'll be watching you, too.
I'll try not to shake too much.
The audience can dance down the aisle.
Absolutely.
Oh, can they do that?
Get up and dance.
Okay, they can have their little line dance thing going on, and the mariachis and all that.
We're going to talk about that in a second.
Oh, we're going to talk about that. Okay. So tell me about Esmeralda, who's going to be singing your Latin jazz.
Ermelinda Cuellar
Ermelinda.
is
Okay, Ermelinda. So sorry.
Ermelinda, it's okay. And
That's a pretty name.
It is a pretty name. She is not originally from Houston, but she has lived in Houston for many years, and she went to the Moore School of Music at University of Houston. And believe it or not, she studied opera and has quite a developed voice. But
Wow.
about 10 years ago, she got out of corporate America and decided to go into singing jazz in Houston. So she went from being beautifully trained, but decided that jazz was her thing, and she does a lot of Latin pieces in her concerts. So she is an expert on this kind of music, and we're waiting to
should
hear
be
her
fun.
interpretation of these pieces in
Right.
this dance music.
So do y'all practice together? I assume?
Actually, she's coming to rehearsal tomorrow night for the first time, and we're going to have a
Exciting.
ball.
Yeah, it sounds great. So what is the thing that you wanted to share?
Well, I always do a children's activity.
Yes.
A lot of our grants require some educational footing there. And so for this concert, we are going to do spoon maracas. We'll be making those with very colorful tapes and things. And the maracas will probably have, some either Cheerios or rice or something
Something
in
to
them to
make
make
some noise,
And
yeah.
we're going to do some paper plate tambourines, and those are also very colorful and pretty. And the children will work on those before the concert begins at a big table, and then we're going to hold on to those instruments for logistical reasons. We don't want
Yeah.
them to be playing at the
And
just
in
through the
opportune
entire
times.
concert.
But will they get an opportunity?
Yes, they are,
Okay.
because I think the piece is Blue Tango, and Gary's going to
Okay.
be playing that after intermission. So at intermission, they'll all come retrieve their musical
see.
instruments and then take them back to their seats, and then they will have fun making a
Oh.
lot of noise.
I can't wait.
And then there will also be a sheet that takes some of the composers that we have and puts in very simple language, simple terms, something special about each one. So we'll be doing that also to hand out to them.
You enjoy that a lot.
I
don't
do.
you?
I'm a former school teacher, so
One
this
would
is
never know
right
that.
up-
So they get to be creative when they
That's
make
cool.
those instruments, but they
Exactly.
also get
They get to
education
use
part
it,
of it,
learn,
looking
and
at the
they're-
composers.
I think that's fabulous. What time should they be there to make their
They usually
instruments?
are there before. Well, this is 2:30. Oh, this is a very special season with 2:30
Yeah.
p.m. concerts, and you can talk about that in a minute. But anyway, but I would say by I'll be there by 1:30, so at least by 2, a little before 2. It won't take long. We're going to have it down
I'm
to a
going to make
science
sure and put that
there.
in my article.
I know
too.
you may want to make some maracas, some spoon maracas,
I might.
or a paper plate tambourine. You could use it during the show here, just to kind of have fun.
That sounds fun.
We should have brought something that makes noise besides
I
us.
know.
Oh well.
Well, we're at the beautiful First Methodist Conroe this year. It's a new venue for us. The church has been most accommodating. We appreciate it. Not only has they been accommodating and good neighbors to let us come in and use their facility, but it's a beautiful facility. I hadn't been there in a little while, and I went in and they have renovated recently. They have a brand new sound system, which I love. The stage area is bigger, and it accommodates the 60 pieces of the orchestra.
It's a
So
lot.
it is. So I'm really thrilled about that. And we talked about when would the concerts be, and it worked out for them and for us that 2:30 ends up being a great start time for a number of reasons. So we're pretty thrilled about that afternoon matinee.
I think that's actually a fabulous time because it's not early, it's not late, it's just perfect because matinees are a great time for everybody to come, whether you're a younger child to make all their instruments and be ready after lunch, or if you have other things going on in the evening, or you just don't like getting out at dark because it will be close to dark.
Yes,
but
it
I mean
will.
because it keeps the days are getting shorter. It's usually dark a little after 7 now.
Right.
Of course, it will be dark when they get out, most likely, but that's okay because they'll have already seen a great show.
Well, and it'll work great since we're there for the whole season.
no,
Certainly
2:30
by
it won't be
December
dark.
and February, the time change
yeah,
and
but
all
still,
that.
it'll be before dark, I think.
I think so.
So that's actually a really good time.
And
Right.
the parking is amazing there. They've
Yes.
got a
Oh,
lot
Oh yeah,
of
they have an
parking.
abundance of parking.
Good parking. So,
And good lighting in the parking lots. So
we are-
everything about it is a positive.
yeah.
Well, they're used to having different concerts and things there.
Yes.
So there's more room on that stage than where you were before.
No, but for,
Oh,
for,
okay.
for the
But you still
available
need to
facilities in this area, that's got to
tough.
be one of the biggest stage
Yeah,
areas
it's tough.
that
That's
exists.
good.
So, yeah, we loved being at Willis High School, but with the growth that Willis High School is seeing, they needed their
Yeah.
space. And the junior high, from what I understand, the junior high auditorium is closed this year for renovation. So all the
So
junior
their
high
students need it.
had to go into the high school. So they're double booked. And they said,
Oh.
we love the Conroe Symphony.
Yeah.
But we just can't accommodate
couldn't do
without
it.
getting in the way of our
No,
own school
and
activities.
that's understandable. Although it was
It
a beautiful venue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it was very
yeah,
nice.
it was gorgeous there.
My kids went to Willis High School.
Oh, so you know.
Well, they didn't have that then.
No, they didn't have
Any of that.
I bet your high school auditorium didn't look like that either. Wasn't that gorgeous?
No, my high school did not. I went to high school a very long time ago. Burbank High School.
Oh,
Yes.
Well, the high school I went to, the auditorium was very nice. But it was big and it was old, and we had the old
Yeah.
wooden seats that went creak, creak, creak every
Yeah.
time you moved.
I
them, so.
remember those days. I remember. Okay, so how many concerts do you have? You have four?
There are
concerts?
4 concerts that are part of this season, and then of course we're hoping to partner again with the city of Conroe for the Stars and Stripes celebration
I'm sure you
in
will.
late June or early July.
So you have in December the Season to Be Jolly, which just sounds fun.
Yeah.
And I hope you have some fun additions and sing-alongs and all of that like you did last year.
We do have a sing-along plan, so if you like to sing with a big orchestra, come on and
It's
stretch
just fun
those
for
vocal
everybody
cords.
else. Yes, it's fun for everybody. And then you have a rodeo theme in February, which is very appropriate.
Right. I mean, Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo and Montgomery County Rodeo or Fair.
Right.
So perfect timing for that. And put on your boots and put
What
on
does
your
that
hat.
music look like?
There was a group of composers back in the 30s and 40s, very famous Hollywood composers, and they wrote the music for all those old westerns, not only the movies, but for all those TV shows from the 60s and 70s. And that music has actually endured the test of time, and we found some of those arrangements. They're hard to find, but we've got them, and if you want to come out and hear some great Western theme music, come on and listen to that.
That sounds very exciting. And then your final one before July is a space theme. That is interesting.
Space, the final frontier. If only my voice were as low as the
Space
original.
Odyssey.
Yes. And there's classical music. Holst, The Planets is one. We're planning on doing one of those movements. So there's classical music written for space as well. But there's going to be music from Star Wars, from Star Trek, etc.
And you played some of that. Didn't you play some
We
of that
have
last
done some of
year?
that before, but there'll
Seems
be a little different this year. So we've got some
I
plans for
think
that
it was
too.
kind of in the Halloween theme or something. I can't remember.
If only we could find somebody to dress up as Darth Vader. Well, we'll work on that.
Oh, I probably know somebody.
Oh, that was perfect then.
Yeah, I probably know somebody for a lot of these things. Just pull it out.
And then just think of what children's activities we could do for
Oh.
these. These will be fun.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be building little rocket ships
Oh,
out there.
boy. I bet your mind
And
is
then
spinning
launching
with that.
them.
And launching them. That's exactly right. I think so.
Oh, you gotta
and
launch
the
it.
rodeo, just a few horses around.
Oh, just a couple.
I'm sure the church
A
won't
bale
mind.
of hay.
I know. Oh, goodness.
You get out and lasso them.
Exactly. It'll be
And
fun.
rope the audience. Get over here. I can't wait to see all that. Okay, let's bring it down. So right now you're selling tickets online, and you can also get them at the event, right? At the door.
Of course, and you can get them at Symphony Center on Fraser Street as well.
Oh, okay. And that is, again, on Saturday, October 21st at the new time, 2:30 p.m. at the new venue, which is Conroe Methodist Church, and that's located on 105, corner of 105 and close to FM 3083. I can picture it right now. That's the way I sneak in sometimes from Willis. It's the back way. Hispanic Heritage Month, y'all are going to be celebrating that with Irma Linda
Cuellar.
Cuellar. She's going to be pretty spicy, saucy, sounds like.
Yeah, she's
doing
gonna
a
be
lot
great.
of fun stuff. Latin jazz singer who used to be a opera singer. That's interesting.
Well, you got to check it out and see if you like it.
Check it out. So go to conroesymphony.org. Go to the Fraser Street. Is it 1200 or 1500?
1500
1500
North
North Fraser. I knew it was one of them. Across from Mackenzie's Barbecue.
Exactly.
Newly renovated Mackenzie's.
Very good. Good food, good barbecue. Thank you, Colin McKenzie. Or you can go right before the performance, but you have to come at 2 to make your instruments, and that could be anybody. You don't have to be a kid.
You can be there too,
I
Margie.
could be. Well,
you could
I'm
make some
planning.
spoon maracas.
I think I would actually really
Will you-
enjoy that.
Will you please keep them quiet until the blue tango music comes on?
I'll have my husband hold them.
No-
He'll restrict
We need
me.
to take them away from you during the
Yeah, he'll
concert.
take them away from me. 'Cause I'll,
No age limit if you want to make instruments.
No,
okay.
absolutely not.
Anybody can go and have fun.
That's exactly right.
Anything I am missing?
I think that's it. That music is so amazing that I always say if I were standing there and fell backwards, I would not hit the ground because the music just cushions you and holds you up. And that's the kind of feeling you have when you listen to that.
Music just sets the mood, doesn't it? Everybody has memories of different music and what it does. But listening to the Conroe Symphony is magical. It takes you away from wherever you are when you walk in and takes you to a new place. And with every, whatever you call that, each different...
Every beat. With
Every beat, every song, every piece they play, it just changes you, and you go out with a smile on your face, having been to a place that you experience that brings us all together, because we all connect through music. It seems like to me. And then we have a leader, right?
Right.
Yay for Gary. Yes.
I don't know if I've ever ended a concert that somebody, if not multiple people, come up and say, that was my favorite ever, and this is why. I remember going with my father or my grandfather or
about
my
memories.
grandmother. there's memories set with those
Absolutely.
things. And that's really powerful because you don't know that you're doing that, but when somebody doesn't mind coming up and telling you, that's a great connection with the audience.
Absolutely, and that's why I appreciate you coming on here and that we have you in Conroe, because your enthusiasm radiates and people want to hear more when they feel so engaged with your passion, because it's so profound and vibrant that you bring on everybody who's in your area, in your sphere.
I appreciate that.
So get tickets, conroesymphony.org.
That's it.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Team Sinisi is a proud sponsor of Conroe Culture News. Vinny Sinisi and his professional team provide comprehensive real estate services throughout the greater Montgomery County area and beyond. Whether looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, Team Sinisi has an impeccable reputation. Contact Team Sinisi for a great experience at teamsinisi.com. That's TEAMSINISI.com.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
We have the safest food supply in the world. Strict laws and regulations restrict the usage of hormones, antibiotics, and pesticides within our food supply. Production agriculture practices and technologies such as the use of GMOs, which is not any more or less risky than conventional crop production, has allowed American farmers to produce more food on less acres in environmentally sound ways. Find out more online at pathtotheplate.tamu.edu. We are Texas A&M Agri-Life Extension, helping Texans make lives better.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1 and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out irlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776 with your question. Get seen on TV or YouTube and heard on our podcast, FM, and internet radio. Sponsor your local radio station with Lone Star Community Radio.
Vell Institute, a 501c3 nonprofit, began in 2014 with a mission to strengthen the future of veterans through leadership and entrepreneurship training. We've invested over 1,400 hours of training in our veterans while connecting them with community entrepreneurs and leaders. Our mission is to continue investing in our veterans who have given so much for our country. Please join us in our mission by visiting vellinstitute.org. That's VELinstitute.org.
Hey y'all, it's DJ Mike from Dance Time in Texas. Join me Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. as I count down the top 10 Texas Red Dirt songs that are packing the dance floor. I'll be featuring local artists and the story behind the hits, shows in the area, as well as new songs that make you want to dance. It's Dance Time in Texas with DJ Mike on Lone Star Community Radio, 104.5 KCZW, and 106.1 KZCC, Conroe, Texas, or online, irlonestar.com.
And we're back for our second segment today. And I'm excited to hear from Don Walsh, who's a committee member with Boots for Troops. And you can go to their website, bootsfortroops.org, to find out more about how you can engage after this show. So, Don, how are you?
I'm good, but I'm not used to being on this side of the mic, as you know.
Well, somebody's got to moderate, and this time it's my turn.
I will do my best.
Yeah, you'll do fine. So, Boots for Troops.
Yep.
First of all, before we even get into the mission, why are you engaged with them? Tell me about your background with military.
Yeah, it's a great question. So my family goes back generations in the military, and I was actually in some ROTC courses in college, but I never fully enlisted. So I always regretted that. And so this is my way of paying back. And I've always felt, it's always been heavy on my heart. I've always wanted to give back to the military in some way, shape, or form. My dad's dad is a Purple Heart recipient, Bronze Star recipient, and so several family members are award winners as well. So I just wanted to do something. And so even when I lived back in Chicago before I moved here to the Houston area, I was involved in different organizations there. And when I came here, I was actually with my best friend, Lavelle Stewart, at Humble Barbecue back in 2019. And he ran into a couple that were working with Boots for Troops as volunteers. And they brought it up to my attention, and it's just been a blessing ever since.
Well, good. Okay, Boots for Troops.
Yes.
I know a few things they do, but why don't you share some of the main points that Boots for Troops, who organized it and why?
Yeah, so that was back in 2015, co-founders Jimmy Rogers and Lindsay Rogers created Boots for Troops. So at that time, Jimmy was deployed overseas on an aircraft carrier, and he was receiving care packages from family, from Lindsay and others, and when he would open up the packages, he realized when he would look around that his fellow shipmates kind of had their heads hanging, that they weren't getting that kind of support from home.
They wanted to get one, too.
Yeah, and so right then and there, he decided that he didn't want them to feel that way anymore, that this was about boosting morale. It's not about just a box of goodies. Each individual care package means something.
It's like getting mail. You just like it to know that somebody's thinking about you.
That's exactly right. And that's actually what Jimmy said, mail call, mail call, mail call. Mm-hmm. You're looking for that something from home. And so it's really kind of funny, and Jimmy tells it best, but he was talking to Lindsay about doing Boots for Troops. He was still deployed at the time, and then overnight he just decided to go online and create a GoFundMe page. And so Lindsay didn't know. And so the next day they talked, and she said, "You did what?" She thought he was going to wait until he came home from deployment. So he created this while he was still deployed, and it just took off from there. And so it's been a great thing because, again, they wanted to create something that was grassroots. It was from a veteran to veterans and to those enlisted, obviously, of course. And, yeah, it's been going ever since the GoFundMe page back in 2015.
Very good. So there's two major fundraisers. Mm-hmm. And one is in, when is it? April?
The gala?
Yeah, the gala.
Yep.
And then you have the one coming up here, October 21st. Concert in the Country, like your shirt says, right?
So for those watching, you can see that. I wore that on purpose.
Good. Yay.
And there's actually events all throughout the year. We have packing parties that people can do at their businesses. We have crawfish broils, Peel for a Purpose events. But yes, you're absolutely correct. So there's the Boots and Suits Gala, and that's in June. That was at Margaritaville the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. So it's been a total blessing to have it there. It's a beautiful venue, as you know. And that was something that Jimmy came up with when he was serving as well. So he was on the ship, and he was doing what they call a FOD walk down. He can explain it better than me, but my understanding is that when you're on the aircraft carrier, you have to go through and clean up any debris that might be on the platform. So as he was doing that, he had this brainstorm of wanting to create something where you could dress up for a night and have a date night and yet support our veterans and those enlisted at the same time. It's beautiful. If you haven't been, you need to come next year.
I do.
Yeah, it's great. And so my first year that I went really made an impression on me. At the time, I wasn't a volunteer. I was just somebody interested in what Boots for Troops was doing, and Marcus Luttrell was our speaker. And I'd never seen him speak before. I'd only seen him on television and that. And that really made an impact on me, his genuineness, the way he spoke to everyone, and really got us also motivated. I was ready to go. When he was done talking. Mm-hmm. But also the people that were there, we're all in suits and nice dresses and things, but we're all just everyday people trying to to make things better and boost the morale and mental well-being of those that are currently enlisted, and that really touched my heart.
So amazing. Yes, as you know, I'm very pro-military.
Yeah.
As well, and
Yeah.
involved in a lot of things. Blue Star Moms, Gold Star Moms.
Yes.
And I think they would, both organizations would like to get involved in some respect. They do their own care packages to send to troops.
Yeah.
But that's one of the many things that Boots for Troops does,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, so the concert in the country that's coming up is exciting. So you touched on that. This is our 8th annual concert in the country. And this year we're going to have quite a wide range of acts. We have 7 bands. And I brought them with me just so I don't forget anybody.
Sure.
We have Joe Nichols, Daryl Worley, Bree Bagwell, Scotty Alexander, Casey Chestnut, David Joseph, and Brianna Adams. And this year we're actually doing a kickoff party, which we haven't done before. So
I
that's
saw that.
Yeah,
The
that's
day before.
The day before. So that's on Friday night. And so that's the Chad Cook Band and Southern Disposition. And as you know,
Which is Debbie Glenn,
Yep,
my
Debbie-
friend from the Red Brick Tavern.
that's exactly right. Yep. So we're really excited to have her and her band, and that's the Friday night. So you can come to both shows if you'd like to. And all the proceeds go to benefit Boots for Troops and all the programs that we have. But it's beautiful. It's at the Show Sports Horse Farm in Magnolia, Texas. So it's not far from here in Conroe. It's maybe 35 minutes or so. And it's beautiful. You pull in, and it's like you've just gone back into nature. I mean, there's horses in the background, longhorn steer in the background. And we've got a barbecue contest that goes on, a barbecue cook-off, starts Friday night, goes through Saturday. There's a cornhole tournament also on Friday night. And then we have food trucks and vendors on Saturday. It's just a good time for families as well, so you can bring your kids as well.
Sounds like fun. I didn't know Debbie was playing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call her up. And the tickets for Friday night are only $10.
Yes. Yeah.
That's pretty inexpensive. And I think $35 for Saturday.
For Saturday, yeah.
That's
and it's
nothing either.
And children's tickets, I believe, are $10. And obviously, if you want to do VIP, you can do that as well. Yeah. And then we have a raffle. I don't know if you knew about the raffle. So
No.
one of the services that we provide is for service dog training. And so we have Liberty, who's in service dog training this year. We've had, I believe, 4 service dogs trained so far. Last year was Trooper. This year is Liberty. And so the raffle is actually pretty neat because this year we have 3 prizes, where in the past we've only had 1. So you can actually win either a year's gas, free gas. It's a $200 gift card. Yeah, $200 gift card per month for 12 months, and that's from Moffitt Services. You can win $3,000 worth of tires and wheels from Tire and Wheel Connection, or $5,000 toward furniture from Gallery Furniture. And so, yeah, I mean, you can buy those tickets online along with the raffle tickets and tickets for Friday as well at the concertinthecountry.org website.
So much.
Yeah, a lot going on.
I know you're very enthusiastic.
Oh, I love
about
it.
this.
I love it. And the committee's so wonderful. It's all veterans and volunteers, right? So, and Jimmy and Lindsay talk about this endlessly, about their love for the volunteers, because we do it because we love to do it. There's 32 of us on the committee, and then we all have our
That's a lot.
volunteers. Yeah. And we all have volunteers underneath us. I have 12 on my committee alone, which is the welcome committee, where we're literally, you're going to see us out there. So if you come to visit, you'll see us out there welcoming you on Saturday, and we may annoy you with how much we're smiling and welcoming you and asking if you need any help with anything. But it's a huge undertaking, but it's so much fun. And we do this all year long. So we have meetings once a month for 12 months. So it's not like we just do this for the previous 2 months before the concert happens.
You stay engaged.
All year, yeah. And we're a family. And I think people can see that too at the event. So if anybody wants to volunteer for next year or any of the future upcoming events, please feel
Do you
free.
still need volunteers?
We do. We need some. I think we still need some judges for the barbecue cook-off. And so if people like snacking on barbecue, that might be a good opportunity for them to volunteer.
So how would they get involved to volunteer?
Again, they can go that. They may be able to go through. They can always email info@bootsfortroops.org. Otherwise, probably the Concert in the Country website. There's probably a link there, but if not, info@bootsfortroops.org for sure.
Because I would like to put it out there for both Blue Star Moms and Gold Star Moms.
That'd be wonderful.
To maybe volunteer as an organization if you have opportunity.
For sure.
And what that looks like, because they always want to know time commitment, that kind of thing.
Yeah. The day of isn't so bad. It's one shift or another, and perhaps both. So right now I have volunteers working from 12:30, I think, to 5:30. And then 5:30 to 10:30 or so. So it's not too bad. And it's so beautiful out there. And then you get to see the concert, obviously, while you're volunteering. And the interaction is what I love. The response I see from people when they show up to the Concert in the Country is one of just awe. They did not expect it to be that big and that legitimate. They expected it to be maybe a trailer for a stage and, and just not.
No, it's a lot more.
It is. It's a
How many
full-on
people
production.
generally go?
Oh, gosh. Last year, I think we had 3,000.
That's a lot.
Yeah, this year we're expecting more like 4,000, 4,500 people.
And the funding helps with all of the programs, or
It does.
specifically for training a dog, or?
Nope, it goes for all the programs. So it's the care packages, and then we also have a scholarship program for spouses. So that was something that Jimmy really wanted to get off the ground last year. So we had 2 scholarship winners last year, one of which who completed her training for an esthetician, fully funded by the scholarship program. So it was important to him for the spouses of the service member to be able to stay active while their spouse is enlisted, and then they also can learn a craft and be able to contribute toward the household with whatever career they choose. So we're helping in that area.
That's very unique.
It is, yeah, and I was really glad to see that he launched that this last year. And then we also do Honor Our Heroes gift packages for our veterans. So that's going to be, we're actually doing that on Friday and Saturday. So there's 3 award winners being awarded on Friday night at the concert for the kickoff party, and then 5 being announced on Saturday for the concert in the country. So that's where we're actually going to recognize them, celebrate them each individually, what branch of service they served in, what medals and honors they've received, where they're from, and then we give them a gift package. So it's similar to a care package in that it's specifically tailored to them. And I want to make sure I touch on that for the care packages as well. They're specifically tailored to the individual. So, being a Bears fan, for instance, myself growing up in Chicago, I would send in a list of all the things that I would want, whether it's a Bears memorabilia or Chicago Cubs hat or whatever it might be. So it's specifically tailored to you. And it could be requested by a family member, a friend, or you yourself. Anyone that's listening might want a care package. So it's the same thing with the Veterans Honor Our Heroes packages. It's specific to their branch of service, the things that they like. If they like to hunt, they like to fish. They like, the Texas Longhorns or A&M or whatever.
Something to make them smile, make them happy that they got that.
And it's theirs. I adopt at least one service member a year for my birthday. So anybody can adopt a package as well. It's, I think, $350 now or so. And that can be done at bootsfortroops.org. And what we'd like to do is write letters to them as well. So it's not just personal items, but there's personal letters written to each individual service member. And we get testimonials back that would just make you cry every time. And it's wonderful because it just means so much to them. And we don't think about it because we're so busy in our everyday daily lives. But they're away from home. They're away from their family. They're away from their friends.
I think about it.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. So yeah, it's really neat to see that. And then last year, Woodlands Church, we had a group of elderly that made cards by hand, Christmas cards by hand, and then wrote individually each card by themselves, and then gave them all to us. I think we had 250 cards or something, and we put them in each care package at Christmas time for people. So
nice.
we love that personal touch.
How do you decide who gets the care packages on the other end? Not the personal ones and all that, but when you have your parties to assemble the care packages, do you give it to every branch of the military, or how do you decide how that goes out?
That I'm afraid I'm not terribly familiar with, but I know that typically there's plenty of orders to fill. And sometimes it can be, and I know that I've spoken with Jimmy and Lindsay about this in the past, where there will be a commander of some sort in a branch that says, hey, it's Christmas time. We have 40 people serving here. Is there any way you can help us out and get them some care packages? So sometimes it works like that as well, where it's not an individual request, but it's a request for an entire group of people.
Okay. And I know that funding for the service dogs is a lot of money. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, thousands and thousands of dollars. And to be able to fund that through both of your different events that you have, the concert in the country and the gala, that's really a big deal. Because most people just can't afford that, but yet they really need it.
Yeah, and if folks follow Boots for Troops on social media, they'll see the updates on the service dogs as well, because every once in a while there's a video that's put out there about Liberty or the previous service dogs and how they're doing and how the training is going. So it's kind of neat to follow.
Where do they train?
Again, I'm not terribly sure where. It's not here. It's not in the
I didn't think it was here.
Yeah, Montgomery County. But it is an expert in service dog training, and that's all that they do. So they're very gracious to give us the videos, so that we can see how everybody's doing.
Yeah, right.
It's neat to see
where
them
it's
grow.
going, where the money's going.
For sure.
Right. No,
Yeah.
that's the right thing to do. So, what am I missing here?
Travel assistance programs.
Yeah, tell me about that.
So that's really heartwarming as well. And we've had this last year. We had a young man whose father was ill, very ill, and didn't have long to live, and had no way to get home. He couldn't afford to fly home. And so we get contacted quite often with requests like that, where people need to just come home for one reason or another. And we were able to get him here, I think, within 6 hours of his dad passing. So he was able to spend time with his dad for his last 6 hours, which is huge. And
these are all people from the community,
not necessarily.
Okay.
It can be anybody, anywhere. Same thing with the care packages. It can be anyone, anywhere that needs one or wants one. So travel assistance, I believe that it has to be E5 or below. I think. I am not positive of that, but I believe that's the case for the travel assistance. But but it's for circumstances like that. And then even the Honor Our Heroes gift packages, it's not just gift packages. So we've been contacted in the past where folks needed help with burial of a veteran, and they couldn't afford it, and they reached out, and that was done under...
the military doesn't pay for that?
I'm not sure. I know that was something that we were requested to help fulfill in the past.
Interesting.
Yeah, but usually it's flight or hotel or something like that where people need assistance with.
Above and beyond what they need help with. No, that's a great asset to be able to help families with that in their time of grief or sorrow.
Yeah.
And make a difference.
Take something else off their plate.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited for you about this. I have had Lindsay on the radio before.
Okay,
It's
great.
been, I don't know when. It seems like it's been a couple of years, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was prior to the gala, not the concert in the country, and we talked about that. So I'm excited to have y'all represented again.
Thank you.
To talk about that and put it in the forefront of what's going on in my life, too, so that I can share that with others.
Yeah.
And, of course, you have my friend Debbie Glenn singing Friday.
Who could ask for more, right? I'm so excited. I know she's excited, and
that's good, yeah.
we're really looking forward to having her.
She sang the national anthem at Margaritaville on Gold Star Sunday, sunrise service.
Yeah.
At like 7 a.m. in the morning.
And if your listeners or viewers haven't heard her
She's
sing,
great.
She has an amazing
Yeah,
voice.
she does have an amazing voice. I mean, she's in a band.
Yes.
And travels all over.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let me repeat these things. Facebook, you have the event on Facebook under Boots for Troops.
Yep.
And in this case, it's Boots for Troops.
Yes.
Not
correct.
the number, but
That's correct.
FOR Troops. And when you go to the website, it's bootsfortroops.org.
Correct.
And of course, it's all on Conroe Culture News, and it'll be on the videos that's live streaming, irlonestar.com, or the YouTube link. And so you can go there and find all the information, find out how you can get tickets that aren't that expensive, but every little bit makes a difference.
Sure
And
does.
collectively, it makes a bigger amount that you're fundraising for to help our veterans and active military.
Yes.
And put a smile on their face, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Improve their morale and boost them up a little bit.
Do you have any sponsors you'd like to give shout outs to?
Yeah, for sure. And thank you for asking. So we have a few. I made sure to make a list so I don't forget some of them.
Yep.
Moffitt Services, who I mentioned earlier, Planet Ford 59, Planet Lincoln, Cavender's is a big one, Fallow Construction, Bud Light, Home Depot, Intex Flooring, and VLS Environmental Services are just some of them. We have so many because we have sponsorship packages anywhere from $250 on up. So they're very reasonable. I was actually a sponsor with my small business last year. So anyone can help sponsor the events as well.
Oh, very good. Okay. Well, thank you very much for taking the time, Don, to come on the radio show and be part of this show, even though you know how it is and you're usually the moderator or whatever. But hey, we're just switching it up.
That's
Sometimes
right.
I play that role too. And I want to give a shout out to our sponsors again, Roger Stein Chiropractic and the Lake Conroe Group. We appreciate your sponsorship. And anybody who wants a sponsor, you can still be a sponsor for the show. All you have to do is go to irlonestar.com / I believe it's CCN, and find out about sponsors and what you get. You can see it on there and sponsor the show. Here every Monday for the past 7.5 years. So thank you all very much, and thanks for listening. And I'll be here next Monday.